I've never been to Nasitak. Is it very cold? What creatures wander the tundra? How are your leaders chosen?
Do you always ask this many questions?
Well, that's just to get us started. Let me get out some parchment for notes.
Ask whatever you want. If I don't know, I'll make something up.
Hello guys, welcome to episode 19 of the Pillars of Eternity series. Right, in the previous episode we've been to the Ducal Palace, tried to get to the records so we can find out what happened to... How do you pronounce his name? I have no idea. No, well, whatever his name is. Know what happened to his brother. But we can't get to it yet. So we need to do some deeds and stuff so we are allowed into... Well, we can go into the records, we just can't search in them. So, what else do we need to do? Yes, we wanted to go to the Crucible Keep. So let's do that right now. Alrighty, there we go. We are in the keep. Who's this guy? Justicar Aldemar. What business brings you to the keep?
Hello.
Hello. Aldemar gives you an appraising eye. Judging by the scars on his face, he's lucky to be able to do that much. Every day we get more from the hinterlands pouring into Defiance Bay. Keeps us busy on the watch, it does. You look like you're recently arrived yourself. Who are you? A soldier of the Crucible Knights, and proud of it. I help keep everything running at the keep so that Commander... Cliver? Can focus on more important matters. Okay. Looking for something? Or just knocking the dirt off your boots? What goes on in the Crucible Keep? This is the headquarters of the Crucible Knights, so it's where we store arms and armor, as well as where many of our soldiers bunk. Okay, would have guessed. Commander Cliver's in the back making plans as usual. He scratches a scarred cheek. You'll find a forge at the west end of the building, along with our master smith, Dunstan. There's also a shrine to the golem, if you are the praying type. Okay. Tell me more. More? No, just tell me about the Crucible Knights. We are the defenders of Defiance Bay. We are not exactly a formal knighthood, but don't tell Commander Cliver I said that, he grins. We were the first organized militia to oppose Adarian rule, and today we are the largest force in the city. Our soldiers undergo years of combat training. Our officers are required to have their souls read by the critter out in Dunryd Row. Oh yes, that's what we need to do. What's that about Dunryd Row? Just a requirement of the Crucible Knights, so the higher-ups know there's nothing messy built in your soul's past. Aldemar widens his stance. Keeping the ranks pure is fine by me. I just wish they were more careful in hiring their ciphers. Okay, what's wrong with the ciphers? He shifts his weight and glances at the empty halls. They are mostly Orlans. I'm sure they are talented enough, but you just can't trust them. Hostility is in their nature, and they've learned to hide it over the years. He frowns and crosses his arms. All I'm saying, they should at least be supervised by other folk. That's reasonable enough, isn't it? I'm not sure, I don't know enough of the lore. But, I don't know. I don't really care, really. That's, I don't know if he's wrong or not. I don't know if he's, I don't know. I don't think it's a horrible thing to say. Maybe he's just don't know Woodlands too much. That seems like an extreme position to take. Ardmore shrugs. I'm just speaking the truth. Nowadays, it seems that's the biggest crime of all. Oh, we upset the guy. Okay, we need to go back to Dunryd Row to figure out what happened. Because we probably won't be able to get that breastplate. That's all. Right. Let's see what we can do. So this is the forge. Or not. Ooh. It's locked. Who are you? It's just a car. Novitiate. Tongues of flame lick at the forge, hissing with smoke as hot as a dragon's breath. Dunstan.
If this is about the breastplates, I already told Cleaver they won't be repaired till next week.
Ah, Cleaver. Okay. Alright. I don't care about the breastplates. I care about one breastplate, but I'm sure it's not here. Okay, what do you do here? Asking the obvious.
I'm a forge master. I'm a master smith for the Crucible Knights. But the way I see it, I'm also keeping up with our old traditions. The first members of our order were smiths. Nowadays, most everyone's a professional soldier. I suppose it's to be expected, but I think it's important we keep up with our roots, too.
Fair enough, that's true. Tell me about the knights.
We were all smiths back in Hodred's day, though I'm about the only one here who still gets his hands dirty. We're a fearsome fighting force, though these days I think Cleaver takes more pride in our parade formations.
He thinks himself a progressive man, but he's obsessed with soul lineages and connections to the Durwood's heroes of old. He picks up his hammer again. Other than Dunryd Row, who really knows about any of that though? Okay. I thought we could buy some stuff from him, but apparently not. Okay. Right. So Osric was kicked out of the Crucible Knights by a fellow knight named Penhelm. Verse, his superiors confiscated a breastplate that had been in his family for generations. Okay, we need to find Penhelm. Alright. Where could this Penhelm be? This thing locked. Oh. Penhelms affidavit. Kurren, a cypher duly appointed and employed by Dunryd Row, does hereby certify that Novitiate A.M. Pelham, or Penhelm, has been found to have a soul free of any subversive influences or tainted essence. The score is stamped with the seal of Dunryd Row and signed by both Penhelm and Kurren. Right, we'll take it. Alright. I guess our next step. Let's see what's in here. Oh, this is the fighting pit. There's another way out. Right, so let's go back to Dunryd Row first and see what we can find out about this Penhelm guy. Now, we need to find, right? Find the heirloom best pay. I have found the affidavit that confirms the lineage of pencil. It is signed by Kurren, a cypher of Dunryd Row. Let's see if we can find this guy. Kurren, there we go. Wow, that was a weird sounding voice. The Orlan man is surrounded by books and scrolls. His wiry hair stands nearly on end and his ears prick up as you approach. You carry whispers, cat noir, gilded veil, old voices indeed. How did you know? The Orlan grins, revealing a row of dagger-pointed teeth. As a cypher, it's my job to know these things. You carry the whiff of ancients. What else can you tell me? His ears twitched downward, not as much as I would like, unfortunately. My duties for Lady Webb require me to focus my talents elsewhere. He regards a table piled with scrolls. What brings you to Dunryd Row? I was invited here by Lady Webb, but let's start with this first. Kurren cocks his head to one side as if trying to get a better look at you. Forgive me, she doesn't take many visitors, but the ones she does invite are fascinating lot. I have always marveled at her choices. Nothing in common to my eyes, but her sight is far keener than mine. I wonder what it is she sees. Her room is upstairs, the one with the guards out front. The city may not understand her value, but the Duke certainly does. Right, let's show him the affidavit. Is this affidavit real? It's signed by you. He holds the page but seems to stare through the words as if it's something woven in the fabric of the paper. Kurren bares his pointed teeth. I remember Penhelm. A preening peacock of a man, his mouth dry and hands moist when I told him he was a sole decadent of an Adirian general, one who'd fought against Hedred's rebellion. He scans the affidavit. A forgery, and not the first I've seen. He hands it back to you, but I've no time for the knights and their obsessions. Bring this to his commander, Cleaver, and show him the seal. He points to the wax stamped by his forged signature. If he compares it with another, he should be able to spot the difference. Yes. Allah's gaze flickers to you. Doom a man for the soul the gods gave him? Seems rather unfair. But it's a forgery, he cheated. You silly. Well, it looks as though you could use some help, Kurren. So many secrets and trails in this city. You have to but turn a corner to find a fresh trace of something stolen or someone missing. He flicks an ear. Unfortunately, we haven't the time to investigate them all. I'm supposed to be working on other matters, but my mind still lingers on a few recent cases. Curses for Cypher, to be ruled by the whims of curiosity. Curiosity. Did I pronounce that right? I don't know. Alright, let's be helpful. Tell me about these cases. One case or three, depending on how you look at it. He taps his clawed fingers together. 3 weeks and a disappearance at the end of each. Some might call it coincidence, I call it a clue. Lady Webb knows you, trusts you, so I shall trust you too, so long as our interests are aligned. Alright, let's pick up another quest. I'll look into it, where should I start? Sagani bounces on the balls of her head. Feet. Feet. Pronounce it correctly. Just like one of those villain whodunits. Or Valian whodunits. Read a few of those on the road. Halves past the time. He grins, razor-tipped teeth showing between his lips. Copper Lane, Andra's Gift, and Brackenbury, of course. To talk to the ones who reported the disappearances. The only ones who know enough to care. Laura, Ollie, and Agga. Alright, who's missing? 2 men, 1 woman. Landry, Kendall, and Cora. Tell me about Landry. Best to ask Ollie. Seems they drank together at the Salty Mast in Andra's Gift. Also seems that no one else knew him well enough to miss him. One of his ears twitches. Tell me about Kendall. Reported missing by Agga, a dwarf who carried traces of. He closes his eyes and sniffs the air. Fine wine and young dandies. Plenty of time and money to spend on her pleasures. Try Beckenbury. Tell me more about Cora. Sister of Laura, one of the merchants in Copper Lane Bazaar. Not the kind of person who would just disappear, it seems. Did you find any leads? Not yet. No obvious connection between the victims, which is what makes me wonder so. He runs his hand along the length of one ear. Could be animancy related. Researchers always need subjects, the less scrupulous types in particular. He pauses, deep in concentration. Seems too risky for the sanitarium, but one never knows. Adolf folds his arms. I wouldn't put it past them. That's true, really. He waves a hand. Talk first to the people who reported our victims missing. Mayhap you will catch something I missed. All right. Well, that's cool. Let's go back to the Crucible Keep, because that's our mission today. I'll let you know what I find. Farewell. Oh, hello. Penhelms' face is white. Just talked to that little cypher, did you? One of my novitiates told me he'd seen someone in the records room. He takes a slow step towards you, extending his hand. Give me the affidavit. I've done nothing to you. His other hand comes to rest next to his sword. Alright, yeah, like, you're one person, really. And there's 6 of us. What do you think is going to happen? Cheer up, you always thought you were someone special. Soon everyone will know you are. He draws his sword and spits at your feet. I won't let you ruin me over this. Well, you already ruined yourself, mate. Oh, there's 3 of them, okay. Right, so... you're going to knock him over. You're going to go there and kick his rear end. You're going to go here. You... I can't use any of those. You are going to... do this. You attack this novitiate. And you... do this. And you are going to attack him as well. Alright. Do this. And you do this. Now, you need to attack him. Okay. You still need to build up some. You need to go here.
Yes.
Okay. And can we do this? Oh no. That's not a good idea, is it?
Join arms.
Okay, he's almost down. He's almost down. Still need to attack this guy. Oh really? Why do you need to go close? continue attacking that guy.
Hey.
Oh, Penhelm had the breastplate on him. Okay, you need to run. You need to run. Right, what can we do? Okay, he's down too. There we go, everyone's down. Awesome. Now this is the breastplate. We'll take all of this.
Of course.
What was that? No, that's the breastplate. Cool. There we go. Well, he was silly. Alright, so next stop is going back to wherever we need to go back to. Alright, so who do we have to find? I think this guy here. Let me know how it goes with the knights. Well, we got it back. Is this the armor you wanted? Osric wavers a moment to disbelief. He looks at you, then back at the breastplate. He reaches for it slowly, as if expecting it to disappear before he can touch it. How did you manage this? You were right about the affidavit. Unfortunately, Penhelms forced me into a fight. A shame it ended like that, but he's the lying weasel who started this. You did all I asked, and you are owed much. He withdraws a leather coin purse from his pocket and hands it to you. Stop by Sonil's shop on the other side of the hall. She sells some of the best gear in the city, and I'll see that she opens her inventory to you. The dozens moderate positive and defines by minor positive. Yes. So, I just want to know this history behind this armor, so what is it to you anyway? Osric looks around trying to appear casual. Oh, it's nothing really, just a keepsake. He tries to look you in the eye, but when he does, he appears to reconsider. He sighs. It commemorates the Order of Magren, highest order of valor, awarded to the dead, never the living. Us, Deerwoodens, real Deerwoodens, we don't have nobility or birthrights, unless you are some copper from Adair. All we got's the honor we bring to our family name. Ah, there's a new one. Yeah, that's an interesting word, yes. So this, he pauses, considering the weathered metal, a plate image of its former self. No, a pale image of its former self, but still catching the light, is something to live up to. Got business with me? No. Farewell. Yay, quest complete.
Adair, you have said you fought in the Saints' War, but for which side?
The one that blew up my god.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine a man with a head made of fire and light could be very convincing.
Funny thing about Deerwoodens. With all that fire and light, they just treated him like another authority figure.
So it's Adair, or something along those lines, how you pronounce his name. Good to know, I will promptly forget it. Right, so still, let's go back to the Crucible Keep and talk to the commander and show him the thingy. And while we are here, let's talk to the girl. Was that Lenkill? No, Laura. Always good to see a familiar face. How can I help you? I'm looking into some disappearances. I hear that your sister's gone missing. Laura's voice drops to a whisper. I didn't think anyone would help me. When Cora disappeared, I tried Dunryd Row, the Crucible Knights, even the dozens here. She points her thumb at the large building behind her. No one had time to look for a missing golden. She bites her lip. That was 3 weeks ago. If there's anything I can tell you that will help, just ask. Tell me about Cora. She's my younger sister, always had a head full of dreams. She was convinced there was something special waiting for her, that she'd be remembered and happy and important. Laura shakes her head. She's got plenty of heart, but not the commitment to match. Still, when she got that theater job, I thought she was about to turn around. What was Cora doing around the time she disappeared? She'd just gotten into that acting troupe called the Laura's Brows Knit. You know this. Concentrate. You can do it. The Reveler Stars. That's it. She was pretty inexperienced, Laura hesitates. I think that's why she was so excited to get the role. I'm afraid I don't know anything else about it. Okay, no problem. When and where did you last see your sister? She was at our house getting ready for her big performance. That was 3 weeks ago. Okay. Did you see Cora with anyone when she disappeared? She is very sociable. She's always enjoyed crowds. I'm afraid I can't narrow it beyond that. Okay, that's fine. That's all I needed to know. Laura puts both hands over her heart. You don't know how much this means to me. Just to know that someone's actually looking for her. Anything else I can do for you? Is that a quest? Are you selling a dagger made of marched steel? She stands on the tips of her toes and points to a stall between the stairs. You must be looking for Kurren. See that tall Oma over there? He sells weaponry. Okay. Anything else I can do for you? Okay, I'll see her wares and I'll be back. Now, so I wanted to go back to the Crucible Keep and talk to the Commander Cleaver. Oh, hold on. 2 things happened. Actions. Average adventure. We don't have any adventurers. What else happened? Nothing new to report. Average adventure added. Yes, and tax is collected. Awesome. And finished in 1 day, 11 hours. Fine. Now. Crucible Keep. That's where we wanted to go. See you guys there.
We just don't have the manpower.
I sense more quests. Commander Cleaver.
Refugees from every corner of the Deerwood. The dozens getting them all riled up about animancy. At this rate, we'll need twice the soldiers to patrol Defiance Bay. Yes? Can I help you with something?
You are in charge of the Crucible Knights? Here in Defiance Bay, anyhow. The High Justice is the leader of our order, but he's currently stationed at Fleetbreaker Castle. My job is to oversee our forces in Defiance Bay and to keep order for the Duke. Was there something else I can do for you? Oh, we can't show Penhelms' affidavit because we killed Penhelm already. Oh well. Why don't you have enough soldiers?
Fleetbreaker Castle. The High Justice has summoned almost half of my novitiates and more of my justiciars to a keep on the other side of New Haomar. It's not for me to question the High Justice's orders, but it's left us short-handed. And mark me, we're just a couple sparks away from anarchy.
Is there any way I can help? I know how to handle myself. He gives you a thin smile. Always refreshing to meet someone who'd rather fix a problem than complain about it. Forge Master Dunstan is working with an animancy scholar to build what we are calling Forge Knights. Warriors that can patrol our streets without suffering fatigue, disobedience or fear. Some agitator throws a rock at them. We don't have to worry about things getting out of hand. He's constructed the armor, but we need the scholar's research. Unfortunately, she hasn't been around the last few times my novitiates have checked. Vienna lives with the rest of the scriveners out in Copper Lane, but I haven't the soldiers to spare at the moment. Go to the scrivener's dormitory and see if you can find her. When you get the research, just bring it to Dunstan. This is his area of expertise anyway. Once you've brought him the research, he can sell you any arms or armor if you have need. He forges and repairs all of our equipment. You won't find a more capable smith in Defiance Bay. Awesome, we'll do that so we have access to the forge. Tell me about the Knights of the Crucible. We are the only professional army in Defiance Bay, or in the Durwood for that matter. We defended the city in Hedred's day. We've improved our training since then, but Dunryd Row can certify that many of our officers come from good Durwoodian fighting stock. Well, yeah. Now we are responsible for patrolling the city and keeping the peace. With so many refugees pouring in from the countryside, that's become more important than ever. Unfortunately, that's earned us enemies, particularly among the dozens and some of the more enterprising families in Defiance Bay. What do the dozens have against you? They are demagogues and troublemakers. They forget that Defiance Bay is one of the largest cities in the world and not some frontier outpost. Most of them are mercenaries on a good day and street thugs the rest of the time. Needless to say, they have no patience for law and order. Tell me about these enterprising families. House Penhelms, namely, they are one of the city's oldest noble families and its largest criminal organization. Their patriarch, Gedma, has been trying to take advantage of the turmoil to expand his operations. We've kept on top of him, and he hasn't been too happy about it. I see. Was there something else I can do for you? Well, not really, thanks. Awesome. So, this is a really good wrapping up point. We did a few things. We got the breastplate back. So completed that quest. Picked up another quest. So we are investigating some of the disappearances, and we picked up this quest to grab some research from an animancer and bring it back to the smith here, so we can get access to smithing supplies, hopefully some good ones, and fairly cheap. Don't want to spend too much money on anything, really, except our keep. So next time, we'll continue working through the quests in Defiance Bay. We'll probably talk to the two other people about the disappearances and go and try to fetch the research for this guy and see what else we can do and what trouble we can get into in Defiance Bay. Hope you like this episode. Be sure to hit that like button, and if you haven't done so already, then hit that subscribe button as well. Just smack it right there, and then you will get notifications when a new episode goes up. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and until next time, bye bye.